Hello everyone, my name is Brayden, this is Airless Cool 9, and in today's video we are going to take a look at origin feats. Origin feats are especially important because they are things that you're going to be choosing all the way up starting at level 1. If you're playing a human, you get a free origin feat, and if you are, well, not if, when you choose a background, all backgrounds have an origin feat attached to them. So it is especially prevalent to know what these feats are going to do for your character, so you can plan around them. This will be the first video in a series of videos where we go over feats, where you're starting with origin feats because you get them at level 1. Next, we'll probably go over fighting styles. We'll do epic boons, since that'll be a short video as well, since there's only 12 of those. And then we'll get into all of the general feats, which will probably be split into 2 or 3 videos because there are quite a few of them. There's, I believe, over 50 of them. So, today's video, we're starting with origin feats, and the first feat on our list is the alert feat. As you can see here, up top on the screen, alert used to grant a +5 bonus to initiative. You couldn't be surprised while you're conscious, and other creatures wouldn't gain advantage on attack rolls against you as a result of being unseen by you. I believe the changes to that were made because surprise is no longer a semi-condition, as it were. All surprise does now is provide disadvantage on initiative rolls, and being hidden actually grants you the invisible condition, so you would have advantage on attack rolls. So I think that's why they cut that out of alert as well. What alert does now is it gives you 2 benefits that will scale depending on your level. The first benefit is initiative proficiency. When you roll initiative, you can add your proficiency bonus to the roll. This is pretty nice because it will scale substantially as you level up. And really, that will honestly, that by itself is pretty good. It will scale as you level. It won't be detrimented if you multi-class your character. It's going to carry you through the entirety of the game, and it'll actually go higher than +5 whenever if you go into higher levels of play. That would go to a +6 at 17th level, so that's pretty decent. The other option here that's pretty interesting for the other benefit is initiative swap. Immediately after you roll initiative, you can swap your initiative with the initiative of one willing ally in the same combat. You can't make the swap if you or the ally has the incapacitated condition. Now, this is actually really good, especially for characters that need to be higher in initiative in order to get some of their abilities off. I think alert will be most useful for rogues and any class that needs to, or if someone's playing a class that needs to cast a spell to apply a buff to the party before creatures go. So the just because you have this ability, you're going to be actually able to help your party really decide what the battlefield is going to be like as soon as you enter initiative. So I think both of these benefits are super good for alert. Alert is a very decent starting origin feat. So you can't go wrong with this one. The next feat that we're going to take a look at is actually entirely new to the game. It's called the Crafter feat. This is exclusive to, I believe, the Artisan background. I think it's the only background that gets it. And it gives you 3 benefits. The first one is called Tool Proficiency. You gain proficiency with 3 different artisan tools of your choice from the fast crafting table. And you can see I've included the fast crafting table here. Discount says whenever you buy a non-magical item, you receive a 20% discount on it. That will have some use early game, but probably not any later than that. You're probably going to be using this during levels 1 through 4, if at all. And the third benefit to this is called fast crafting. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can craft 1 piece of gear from the fast crafting table, provided you have the artisan tools associated with that item and have proficiency with those tools. The item lasts until you finish another long rest, at which point the item falls apart. And as you can see here, there's the fast crafting table. So each artisan tool that you choose has a list of crafted gear that can be made with that artisan tool. Um, you there's also additional benefits to this really because depending on the artisan tool that you are proficient in, there's also the crafting rules that are included in the player's handbook, which I've gone over in a different video. I wasn't able to find the list of what each tool can do, but each tool has a list of items that you can craft with it. So there are additional crafting opportunities for you there. But the ones listed on this fast crafting table, if you're proficient in carpenter's tools, you can make a ladder, a tinderbox, or a torch. Jeweler's tools, a bell, and caltrops, 20 of those. Leatherworker's tools, case, pouch, tent. Mason's tools, block and tackle. Potter's tools, jug, lamp. Smith's tools, ball bearings, flask, iron pot. Tinker's tools, grappling hook, shovel. Weaver's tools, basket, rope, net. And woodcarver's tools, club, great club, quarterstaff. A lot of these are very niche uses for these items. Like I said, there are expanded options to craft in like the full crafting rules, which I think only take up a page, really. But there are some applications from this, I guess. Really, this crafter feat isn't giving you a whole lot. I mean, the discount portion is going to have some use very early in game. Um, but the fast crafting, you may use this. You're gonna be using this pretty sparingly um, during your life as an adventurer. And really, I think there are better options than others here. Like a grappling hook could have some use. Uh, caltrops have some tiny use. A ladder could be interesting to make during a long rest. Yeah, these are very niche uses. This isn't the best feat, but you would get some use out of it. And if you want to look more into crafting rules, I do have a video that goes over those. So take a look at that. But yeah, we'll look at artisan tools in a later video as soon as those details are released in more. Well, as soon as they're released anywhere, because I haven't seen them. The next feat that we're going to take a look at is the healer feat. This one's actually seen quite a few changes. So originally, the healer feat granted 2 benefits. The first one says when you use a healer's kit to stabilize a dying creature, that creature also regains 1 hit point. And then the second benefit was as an action, you can spend 1 use of a healer's kit to tend to a creature and restore 1d6 plus 4 hit points to it, plus additional hit points equal to the creature's maximum number of hit dice. The creature can't regain hit points from this feat again until it finishes a short or long rest. Now, the healer feat it still grants two benefits, but they are very different. So the first benefit is called Battle Medic. If you have a healer's kit, you can expend one use of it and tend to a creature within 5 feet of yourself as a utilized action. That creature can expend one of its hit point dice, and you then roll that die. The creature regains a number of hit points equal to the roll, plus your proficiency bonus. So this is not as powerful as that second benefit to the original one, but it does scale. And it is dependent on the creature that you use it at, what their hit point die is. So I think it's decent. It has some interesting use there. It's also a lot easier to use. Um, the second part of this, which I think is the standout, is called healing rerolls. Whenever you roll a die to determine the number of hit points you restore with a spell, or with this feat's Battle Medic benefit, you can reroll the die if it rolls a 1, and you must use the new roll. So this is really cool because not only are you pretty much ensuring that you're never going to roll a 1 on that option there, but you are also this also benefits you if you're casting healing spells. So if you're playing a cleric or a bard or any other class that grants you healing spells, if you roll a 1 on one of those die, you can re-roll it and take the new roll. So this is going to make sure that you are a much more effective healer, and I think this is a excellent option if you're playing a healer role in your party. All right, the next feat we're going to take a look at is Lucky. Lucky has seen a few changes. The first change is that the number of luck points that you have is now equal to your proficiency bonus. And then you still regain all of these when you finish a long rest. This is good, and I'll explain why, because it does scale higher. Originally, you were just stuck with 3 points. Now you'll start at 2 at level 1, and it will scale as you level up. You'll get 3 when you reach 5th level, 4 when you reach 9th, 5 when you reach 13th, and 6 when you eventually reach 17th level if you get that high. The way that you use these lucky points has changed slightly. Originally, when you made a D20 test, an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you could you just spend 1 lucky point to re-roll or to roll additional D20, and you get to choose which of the rolls you wanted to take. Now, whenever you roll a d20 for a d20 test, you spend a luck point to give yourself advantage on the roll. This is not going to be as this limits what you can do with it, but it's going to ensure that you use those lucky points since you're going to have to use them before you make the rolls now. And you're basically just granting yourself advantage. You don't get to choose which of the 2 options you want to take anymore, which is unfortunate, but it just simplify up the rules. And then the third part of this disadvantage is exactly the same as it was in the old Lucky. When a creature rolls a d20 for an attack roll against you, you can spend a luck point to impose disadvantage on the roll. Um, so, yeah, I think the new version of Lucky is a simplified version. I do think the increase in luck points makes this just as good as the old Lucky, even though they slightly changed the application of it. You're still going to get a lot of utility out of this feat, and I think it's a good option for anyone that wants to use it. Especially if you're playing characters that need to get advantage on rolls, like the rogue. The next origin feat that we're going to take a look at is the Magic Initiate. So this has seen a couple changes. First off, the class list that you can choose from has changed. You still choose a level 1 spell, and you still get 2 cantrips. And I think they've also added in that the feat is repeatable. I don't believe it was before. I'm looking through it. Yeah, it doesn't say that it was repeatable, so you couldn't do it. So I think the new Magic Initiate is better, and I'll explain why. So you get 2 cantrips of your choice, and the spell list that you have open to are Cleric, Druid, and Wizard. And they explain the reason they did that is because the Cleric, Druid, and Wizard spell lists encompass what the majority of unique spell profiles that there are in the game. Cleric is divine spells, Druid is primal spells, and Wizard is arcane spells. So these 3 lists will cover everything. It's also nice that they limited it to these 3 spell lists because spells that are exclusive to some classes, like the Eldritch Blast from Warlock, and some of the new sorcerer spells that have been included for them, or the Bard has some other stuff. There's a reason they cut Bard out of there. It just makes sure that those classes have unique identities. And all Magic Initiate does is give you some benefits. So you'll get 2 cantrips. You get from either of those 3 lists. You choose Intelligence, Wisdom, or Charisma as your spellcasting ability for all the spells from this feat. You also get a level 1 spell from the same list that you selected for the feat's cantrips. You can cast it once without a spell slot, and you regain the ability to do it that way whenever you finish a long rest. You also always have that spell prepared, so that's pretty nice, especially if you choose a ritual spell and you're not a wizard that can cast rituals while you don't have them prepared. That has some interesting benefits there. You can also cast that first level spell with any spell slots that you might have from a class that you're playing. Whenever you gain a level, you can also replace one of the spells that you chose for the feat with a different spell of the same level from the same list that you chose, starting at level 1. You can't change it after you decide it, so choose wisely. And you can repeat, you can take this feat more than once, but each time you do, you have to choose a different list than the one that you previously chose. So you could take this. You could take Magic Initiate 3 times and have spells from the Cleric, Druid, and Wizard spell lists to give you some additional versatility, which is pretty nice. So I think Magic Initiate is in a very good place. It has a very niche use. It's not stepping on any toes or anything like that. And yeah, I think it ended up in a really good place, and it's going to make sure that you're not stepping on any other classes spell identities because of that. A new feat that they've added in here, the Musician feat, is pretty good. So there's 2 benefits to this. You gain instrument training, which gives you proficiency in 3 musical instruments of your choice. And then the second benefit, which is insane, is encouraging song. As you finish a short or long rest, you can play a song on a musical instrument, which you have proficiency, and give heroic inspiration to allies who hear the song. The number of allies you can affect in this way equals your proficiency bonus. This is an amazing feat. So heroic inspiration gives gives a character a free reroll on any roll. It's not relegated to d20 tests. It could be a damage roll, a healing roll, any roll, any one die roll. But it has a broad band of application to it. So this is really good. And you can just give it out every short or long rest, um, because of that. This is an amazing feat for bards, but I don't think it's just exclusive to bards. This could be on any character, especially high charisma characters. I think you this is just a really good feat. This might be the best origin feat, in my opinion. Just because encouraging song is so good and it's going to be so useful it's going to be useful every single time you use it. Because heroic inspiration doesn't go right until you take a long rest. So yeah, this is just an amazing origin feat. If you can pick it up, do it. If you play human, feel free to grab this one. Or if you choose the entertainer background, you're going to get this one. So this is really good. These three feats I've included on here because they have received no changes from their 2014 counterparts. Savage Attacker, you train to deal particularly damaging strikes. Once per turn, when you hit a target with a weapon, you can roll the weapon's damage dice twice and use either roll against the target. This is good for martial characters, but outside of that, you're not going to see any real application for it. So I would only choose a background with this feat, or choose this feat if you're going to be rolling a lot of damage dice from weapon attacks. That's the real application of this. So choose this one sparingly if that's going to be your identity for your character. If you're playing a fighter or a barbarian or even a paladin or ranger, really, or even a rogue, you could see use out of the savage attacker. So I would really only grab it if you're one of those classes, or you could be playing a valor bard as well. That could be another use for it. But really only grab this feat if you're going to be playing a martial or ranged character. The second feat that hasn't really seen any changes is the skilled feat. It really didn't need to see any changes. When you gain this feat, you get proficiency in any combination of 3 skills or tools of your choice, and this feat is repeatable. So you could take skilled if you're playing a human, and let's say you're playing a human rogue, and you're taking a background with the skilled feat. You could get 3 skill proficiencies from your background, 3 additional skill proficiencies from that background because of the origin feat, and 3 additional skills for this feat if you chose it again as a human. So you could just get a whole bandwidth of skills that you're proficient in. So you could try to become proficient with every skill in the game if you wanted to. Eventually, because of this option, you can't go wrong with skill proficiencies. It's going to be good. And if you're wanting to play a crafting character, pick up that crafter origin feat, and then pick up skill to gain additional tool proficiencies, and you could really make use of that fast crafting table and the actual crafting rules in the game. There's that application as well. And then the tough feat, of course, didn't need to see any changes whatsoever. Your hit point maximum increases by an amount equal to twice your character level when you gain this feat. Whenever you gain a character level thereafter, your hit point maximum increases by an additional 2 hit points. Currently, the only background that has tough attached to it is the farmer background. So that's going to be the only way that you're going to get this feat outside of taking it for yourself at an ability score improvement level. Or if you play a human, you could take this as your additional origin feat. But tough is an amazing feat. You can't go wrong with it. I was thinking specifically, you could make a really tanky, beefy sorcerer with the tough feat. You could go farmer background, play a dwarf, and then at third level go draconic sorcery sorcerer. So you'd be getting 2 additional hit points per character level from the tough feat. You gain 1 additional hit point for per character level for being a dwarf. And then the Draconic Sorcery gives you 1 additional hit point per character level from that. And you have an unarmored AC of 10 plus your Charisma and Dexterity modifiers. So you could just be a really beefy sorcerer dwarf with a farmer background. It's a really fun idea. I really want to play. I would play that character. I think that could be really cool. Also, think about it. You're getting 4 additional hit points at every character level because of that, and you have an unarmored. You have an unarmored AC, so you only have to focus on 2 ability scores, and your hit points are going to be crazy no matter what because you're getting 4 additional hit points per level. So you're going to be beefy. You're going to be really beefy. That's a good idea. I believe this is this is the last feat on the list. Tavern Brawler. Tavern Brawler has seen quite a few changes. So they changed this into an origin feat. So origin feats don't have ability score increases, so they took that out, which is understandable. You still get proficiency with improvised weapons. Your unarmed strikes still deal use a D4 for damage. With the enhanced unarmed strikes benefit. So you get that benefit there. They changed the last one, which is pretty interesting. So let me go through the list here of the benefits that they've done. So your unarmed strikes, whenever you deal damage with them, you can deal bludgeoning damage equal to 1d4 plus your strength modifier instead of the normal damage of an unarmed strike, which would really only be 1 plus your strength. Or if you're taking a monk, this would be great. Just be aware Tavern Brawler is exclusive to the sailor background, so the only other way to get this would be to play a human and take it as level 1 feat, or pick it up at an ability score improvement level. The second benefit of Tavern Brawler is damage rerolls. When you roll a damage die for your unarmed strike, you can reroll the die. If it rolls a 1 and you must use the new roll, monks rejoice. If you're playing a monk, this is a must-have feat because this is going to ensure that you deal very decent damage. You will almost never roll a 1 on your damage dice. So Tavern Brawler is the way to go if you're playing a monk. Improvised weaponry. You gain proficiency with improvised weapons. This can have some uses depending on how you're using it. It just lets you add your proficiency bonus to attack rolls with these with improvised weapons, which really only deal a D4 plus strength anyways. So it at least gives you an application there. And then the other good part of this is push. When you hit a creature with an unarmed strike as part of the attack action on your turn, you can deal damage to the target and also push it 5 feet away from you. You can use this benefit only once per turn. So this is awesome because unarmed strikes are different now. When you make an unarmed strike, you can either deal damage with it, you can grapple with it, or you can push with it. You get to choose one of those 3 options whenever you make the an unarmed strike. What this means is when you make an unarmed strike on your turn with one of your attacks, you can choose to deal damage to the target and push it the 5 feet away from you. So this just gives you additional things you can do. You can, if you really want to push creatures as a part of your unarmed strike, you can still deal the damage with with it. So this just increases the versatility of your characters. So like I said, Tavern Brawler, amazing as a monk character. You could also take Tavern Brawler if you're playing a dancer, bard, because they have the unarmed strike stuff. And then if you're playing any character with a fighting style and you really want them to take it's the unarmed fighter fighting style, I believe. I would also take Tavern Brawler because that just increases the versatility of that and will ensure that that's a good option for you. So yeah, Tavern Brawler, make sure you pick it up if you're going to be using unarmed strikes at all for your character build. You can't go wrong with it. And that is all 10 of the origin feats. Yeah, a lot of them are really good. I think the worst one is the crafter. But like I said, you could get some use out of it depending on how deep you want to go into crafting. That's really just going to determine how much you can use it. But really, for the rest of these options, you can't go wrong. Alert, awesome feat. Tough, awesome feat. Musician, awesome feat. Tavern Brawler, awesome feat. These are all really good. And you have the option of getting all of these at level 1. So, yeah, yeah, you really can't go wrong. So, yeah, any of these are going to be good for your characters. So take a look at them all, plan around them. You can watch my background video to see which backgrounds get access to which origin feats, and then just keep in mind what you can do with all these and build your characters around these, because these feats are probably gonna feats are gonna carry you through the rest of the game. So thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to like and subscribe. You guys are awesome so far. My channel has risen significantly since the beginning of this week. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, Next week we will go more into all the other feats that are available in the game, and we'll continue our coverage through the 2024 Player's Handbook as soon as I'm getting information. And the book will release on D&D Beyond starting September 1st. If you are if you pre-ordered the book and have a subscription to D&D Beyond at their highest tier. So I'll probably do that at least for the coverage, just so I can get all this information out to you guys. But I'll see you all in the next video. Again, thanks so much, and let me know which of these feats you are most interested in and what builds you want to focus around them. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.